Viktor Gyokeres' true price tag emerges in new report and it changes everything about the deal for Arsenal. Viktor Gyokeres is close to sealing a transfer to Arsenal from Sporting. Arsenal may have secured themselves a cut-price deal for goal machine Viktor Gyokeres, according to a new report. The Gunners had made Gyokeres, scorer of 39 goals last season in all competitions, a top target this summer. However, Sporting have held firm on their valuation of the Sweden international, which resulted in a drawn-out negotiation process. Mikel Arteta reportedly wanted Gyokeres signed and available for the start of Arsenal's preseason tour of Asia, but they flew out to Hong Kong without him at the weekend and have already played their first friendly game. It has since emerged that Arsenal and Sporting have agreed terms on a £55.1 million transfer for Gyokeres with around £8.7 million in add-ons, which could be confirmed soon, and he will be allowed to fly out to Asia to meet his new teammates. And in a new report, Arsenal may end up actually paying less than the rumored fee, with Football Direct claiming the transfer fee is in fact significantly lower than the widely reported figures. They claim that Arsenal will actually only pay £50.5 million up front, saving around £5 million from the originally reported cost, with just £7 million in add-ons. That will take the total valuation to £57.5 million rather than £63.8 million, securing Mikel Arteta's side a much better deal than first thought. With transfer fees often varying between reports depending on which club provided the information, Portuguese rules mean their clubs must publicly disclose the exact figures in a statement, meaning Arsenal's confirmed outlay will be known when the deal is complete. The figure will represent good negotiation on Arsenal's behalf, given Sporting were said to have demanded as much as €100 million £87 million for their star striker before the transfer window opened, with Arsenal thought to be willing to pay up to £75 million. However, with a significant saving achieved from the original asking price, Arsenal may feel the wait was worth it. They have already signed Martin Zubimendi, Christian Norgard, Noni Madueke and Christian Mosquera in a bid to close the gap on Liverpool at the top of the Premier League, with Manchester City also expected to challenge again for the title following 3 successive second-placed finishes for Arteta's men. José Mourinho asked how Viktor Gyokeres will fare for Arsenal in the Premier League, and his response speaks volumes. José Mourinho has given his typically honest take on Viktor Gyokeres' much-talked-about move to Arsenal as the Swede closes in on a £63.7 million transfer to the Premier League club. It has been one of the more complicated sagas in recent memory, but after months of speculation, it appears Arsenal have won the race to sign Gyokeres from Sporting CP on a 5-year deal worth £200,000 per week. The 27-year-old, who has scored 97 goals in 102 games for Sporting, is expected to join up with his new teammates in the coming days, with Arsenal planning to fly Gyokeres to Singapore for their preseason tour. Since joining Sporting from Championship side Coventry in 2023 for around £21 million, Gyokeres has become one of Europe's deadliest strikers. But there are still question marks over whether his form in Portugal will translate to the Premier League given his spell at Brighton, where he struggled to break through at the Amex before joining Coventry for a relatively small fee. Many have given their thoughts on the impending transfer, including Fenerbahce manager José Mourinho, who was asked about Gyokeres in a wide-ranging interview with Portugal's Channel 11. The self-proclaimed Special One heaped praise on Gyokeres, but like others, Mourinho mentioned the standard of the Premier League compared to what he's used to in the Primeira Liga. He's a great player. I have no doubt, said Mourinho. But Sporting had a way of playing very much around him, very adapted. I don't know what Hugo Viana and Ruben Amorim initially thought. He's a player with great potential. But in England, he'll play against stronger teams, better players. Mourinho also hit out at the lies that became part of the transfer story. Unfortunately, of the 3,400 lies that have been told about the transfer market, one of them is that he's going to Fenerbahce, he said. Unfortunately, so many lies, so much interest, so many people working for agents, for clubs. Former Arsenal player gives bold verdict on Viktor Gyokeres' signing. Anders Limpar, who played for Arsenal between 1990 and 1994, has predicted how many goals the Swede will score in his debut campaign in North London. I know that pretty much all the Arsenal players are top professionals, Limpar told Football Direct. I've been to the training ground, spoken to Arteta. He's Mr. 100% professional. And that's what you get from Viktor. He's such a prospect when it comes to looking after himself, no scandals, he is a hell of a player. He's a number 9, and can sniff a goal chance. He's going to be the perfect icing on the cake at Arsenal. And I don't have to look down on Kai Havertz or Gabriel Jesus, but bringing in Viktor at this moment, at his best age and form. He's a goal-scoring machine, and with all the supply from the wings and from Odegaard, he's going to score 25 goals. Miles Lewis-Skelly becomes first Arsenal player to react to Viktor Gyokeres' transfer announcement. Miles Lewis-Skelly seems excited about the imminent arrival of Viktor Gyokeres. Miles Lewis-Skelly has reacted to Viktor Gyokeres closing in on a stunning transfer to Arsenal following David Ornstein's huge update. Gyokeres is on the verge of signing for Arsenal after months of speculation this summer. He had courted interest from Manchester United and Juventus, but the 27-year-old was only focused on joining the Gunners. Per Ornstein's bombshell update, Ornstein claims Arsenal and Sporting are nearing a total agreement for the transfer of Gyokeres in a deal worth £54.8 million plus £8.6 million in bonuses. Talks are at an advanced stage, and a conclusion is imminent. Having scored an impressive 54 goals across all competitions last season, his impending arrival has excited Arsenal fans. And it appears the Arsenal players are also enthused about the proposed acquisition of the star forward. That's judging by Lewis-Skelly's joyful reaction to Fabrizio Romano dropping his trademark, "Here we go," on Gyokeres' transfer to Arsenal. Lewis-Skelly performed the Swede's signature celebration when he read Romano's update on his phone. Lewis-Skelly and Nichols are part of Arsenal's 30-player squad for their preseason tour of Asia, with games in Singapore and Hong Kong slated ahead of the new season. Arsenal face AC Milan on Wednesday before taking on Newcastle United. Mikel Arteta's team round off their preseason tour with a game against cross-city rivals Tottenham. It remains to be seen whether Gyokeres will link up with the squad in Asia once his transfer to Arsenal is complete. But he could make his Arsenal debut in the Emirates Cup, with games against Villarreal and Athletic Bilbao on deck next month. Gyokeres will be Arsenal's 5th signing of the summer once his switch from Sporting is a done deal. The club have recruited Kepa Arrizabalaga, Christian Norgard, Martin Zubamendi and Noni Madueke. What has Viktor Gyokeres said about returning to the Premier League? Gyokeres has already been on the books of a Premier League club following his spell at Brighton, but he never played a league game for the club, with the player gunning for great revenge. "It's one of the biggest leagues in Europe," he said of the Premier League, when speaking to France Football earlier this month. "I spent several years there without being able to play a single match. So, of course, it's something I would like to do. It would be a great revenge."